Hello, friends. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin. Today's video is on powerful tips for answering questions correctly in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination English 2021 West African Senior School Certificate Examination Preparatory Lesson. The past questions that we are going to solve are taken from the West African Senior School Certificate Examination of 2020. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on this channel, you will be notified instantly. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Well, we will first look at the grammatical tools for solving questions in section 2 of the exam. And one of the principles we are going to look at is register. Register is the use of language for a particular purpose or in a particular setting. It refers to the specific vocabulary chosen and expected in connection with a particular speech situation. So we are going to look at register, and that has to do with the use of language for a particular purpose or in a particular setting. I will explain this to you when we come across the questions, and then I will show you how to apply this principle in order to answer the question correctly. Now, the second grammatical principle is vocabulary. Vocabulary has three different meanings. All right, it has three different meanings. So here we are looking at vocabulary. The first meaning is all of the words in a language. Well, that's not the one we are going to focus on. The second one is the words used in a particular context. All right, so, and this is really applicable here. The words used in a particular context. For example, business vocabulary, medical vocabulary, and so on and so forth. Every field of life, every discipline, every field of human activity has its own language unique to it, or words and expressions that are associated with that field of life. For instance, the words used in talking about sports are different from the words used in talking about politics or discussing agriculture, if you like. Now, the third meaning of vocabulary is the words an individual person knows. So we are focusing on this second meaning, which is words used in a particular context. Okay, I'm going to show you how this is applicable. Now, the third grammatical concept or principle is collocation. A collocation is a group of two or more words, all right? So we are talking about collocation, a group of two or more words that are commonly used together in English. Collocations are words that usually go together. Examples are, we eat food. So eat collocates with food. When you talk of eat, all right, it collocates with food. Then drink collocates with water. So it will be wrong for you to say we eat water or we drink food. All right, so you can understand this principle. Certain words are frequently used together, and when you use words that don't fit together, then you break the grammatical rules. So I'm going to show you whenever we come across a question that is testing your knowledge of collocation, I will show you. If we come across a question that is testing your knowledge of vocabulary, I will also show you. And if we come across a question that is testing your knowledge of register. All this we are going to look at. All right. So you can see that what happens if you say we want to eat water, or if you say you want to eat water or you want to drink food, there is a distortion in meaning. For example, again, you don't run to sleep, you go to sleep. You don't cook a cake, you bake a cake. You don't bake the meat, well, that can be some usage. You steam the meat or you cook the meat, and so on and so forth. So when you use words that are not collocates, you distort meaning. When you distort meaning, you violate the rules of semantics, and the moment you distort semantics, you break grammatical rules and make your sentences incorrect. So these are the grammatical principles that should guide you when you answer WAEC English questions, and we are going to look at how these principles can help you to answer questions correctly. All right, so let's go back. Now we are now looking at the West African School Certificate Examination of June 2020. That is our focus, and we are looking at objective questions section 2. So let's now read the instruction. From the list of words lettered A to D, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. Excuse me. Question 11. The runner was, well, let's see if we can use the spotlight here. Okay. The runner was dashed at 15 at the end of the race. Was dashed at 15. Of course, we are now looking at the language of sports. So vocabulary is involved here, and register is also involved. All right, so let's look at the options. We are looking for a word that will complete this appropriately. The runner was dashed at 15 at the end of the race. A, taped. B, timed. C, belt. D, flagged. All right, so normally you time the runner. All right, the runner was timed at 15 at the end of the race. All right, so you time a runner at the end of a race. All right, so the appropriate the correct answer here is timed. Okay, so number 12, the appellate court has dashed the decision of the lower court. You know, when you have a court of appeal and then you have a lower court that has taken a decision, then what can the appellate court do? A, obstructed, no. B, nullified, no. C, neutralized, no. D, balanced, no. Well, nullified is actually the answer. Please, this is, you know, a court of appeal can nullify. This is language of law and justice. Nullified, you know, you can nullify a particular court decision, and a higher court can nullify the decision of a lower court. So question number 13, the defeated boxer left the ring looking extremely dash. A, dislocated, no. B, distorted, no. C, deserted, no. D, dejected, yes. So this is actually the correct answer, dejected. All right, so now we can see that the questions 11 and 12 require vocabulary. and register to pick the correct option, and C, of course, required register and collocation. Of course, these three principles are applicable in each case because collocation has to do with words that are used together. All right. So, and when a word is used together with another word, it is because two of them probably belong to the same vocabulary or because they belong to the same register, of course. So these are all closely related. All right, so that's exactly the way it is. Okay, so let's have a clean screen uh, before we go over to the next screen. All right, to the next slide, so that we will be able to have a clean screen. Now, question number 14. There is an election dash pending against the senator. Election dash. A, application, no. B, appeal, no. C, petition, yes. D, complaint, no. You know, election petition. This belongs to the language of politics. All right? Language of politics. And that is vocabulary and register. So here, again, you see that collocation is applicable because petition collocates with election. You can talk about election petition, all right? There is an election petition pending against the senator. It will be wrong to talk of election application. You can talk of a job application, all right? You can talk of election appeal, all right? You can talk about appeal, a court of appeal or something, or to appeal a judgment. That's, you understand, but a petition is the initial complaint brought before the court. All right, so that is an election petition. And it's different from a complaint, which is outside the election. So this one is unique when you have an election and one of the candidates feels that the election has been was rigged. Then of course he can bring in a petition to complain that there was rigging or certain electoral laws were violated, or there were election malpractices, and so on and so forth. Okay, so number 15, the manager was not in when Ado called, so he left his dash card. So here we look at register, we look at collocation. So we are looking for a word that we collocate with card. A, supplementary card. No, you can talk of a supplementary list, but certainly not a supplementary card. B, complementary. This is actually correct. You talk of, well, but this is not, no, this is not correct. Yes, this is correct. You don't leave your identification card because your identification card, your ID card is the one you carry along with you. You can only show it to someone, but certainly you don't give it to someone. Your complimentary card, which can also be called the business card, is the one that identifies you and is the one you can give to people so that they will have your contact. All right, so this is actually correct. And sometimes you see people trying to confuse this with this. This actually is not the answer because this complementary has E, this one has I, so this actually is the correct one. So question 16, coming from the kitchen was the sweet dash of mommy's soup. A, aroma. Yes, quite likely. You talk of the aroma of the soup. Yes, all these other words all belong to the the vocabulary or the register of smells, different types of smells. Odor is more appropriate when you are talking of a foul odor or an acidic odor. All right, so odor is not applicable to soup. Soup is aroma, which is very pleasant smell. All right, then fragrance can be applicable to maybe the 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 the, the kind of smell, uh, fragrance is to some natural herbs or flowers and so on. Then scent is the one that people use, they wear the scent of perfume. So but that's a different one. This is not applicable to soup. So aroma collocates with soup, and you can talk of sweet aroma. All right. All right. So that is exactly the way, we choose the correct options. This is how we can use the various grammatical principles to answer questions correctly in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination. I hope you are following this so that you will be able to use these same principles to get your answers correctly. Now, question number 17, there is a need to raise the teacher's salary in order to boost their dash. A, spirit, no. Uh, B, moral, no. C, soul, no. D, moral. So this is the appropriate one. That is the person's when you boost someone's morale, you actually encourage the person. You make the person happy and well motivated. All right, you make boost the morale. All right, you can lift someone's spirit, but when you talk of boost, it collocates with morale. When you talk of moral, you can talk of moral principles, you can talk of moral justification, and so on and so forth. Of course, soul refers to, something different. It refers to, a different aspect of the human, of human existence. All right, so now let's look at question number 18. The librarian has not entered the new books in the dash. A, catalog. Yes, catalog is quite correct because this belongs to the vocabulary of the library, the language of the library. You use a catalog, which is a list of books, all right? That is exactly the catalog. All right, roster. You can talk of roster when you talk about duty roster. The names of people and how they will take turns in performing duties in an organization. A list is a more general term for anything that you compile, a list of different items. Directory is a different thing, is not applicable to library. We can apply to probably a phone directory, or it's also a kind of list, but it's not uh, applicable to the library. You find a catalog in a library. So question number 19. So again, you look at vocabulary. Vocabulary is applicable here, and collocation is applicable as well, and register is also applicable because all these are interrelated. Now, question number 19, the textbook is very costly. I cannot dash it to my students. A, commit, no. B, afford, no. C, endorse, no. D, recommend, yes. You recommend a book to students, all right? You recommend a book to students. So the word commit does not collocate with books. You don't commit a book, you commit a crime, all right? Then afford can collocate with price. I can't afford the price. So, and you can talk of, I can't afford to do something, all right? But certainly, you cannot say, I can't afford it to my students. It doesn't collocate. Then endorse, you can endorse a check, but certainly not when you are talking of asking students to buy a particular book or to use it for a particular course. The word is recommend. You recommend a book, and then you have a recommended list. All right? Now, question number 20, the last but not the least. The weather is too hot. I need some water to dash my test. C, wet, no. B, quench, yes. You can quench your thirst, that collocates. Cool, no. Soak, no. All right, you cannot wet your thirst when you are thirsty. You need something to quench it. You cannot cool your thirst, you cannot soak your thirst, but you can quench your thirst. So you can see that there are certain grammatical principles that if we learn them and internalize them, then we can use them as grammatical tools for answering questions correctly in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, and indeed in any other English language exam. I hope you have gained something from today's lesson. And today's lesson has been a lesson on grammar, and I hope you enjoyed it. I must say that if you actually enjoyed this lesson, please like the video and share the video with your friends and relations. Click on the like button and click on the share button, and make sure you share the video with your friends and relations, especially those who are going to sit any English exam where these principles will be useful to them. If you have not subscribed to this channel, the time has come for you to actually subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be instantly notified. I want to thank you for being part of today's episode. If you have any questions, any suggestions, any comments, leave them in the comments section below. If you search the description section, you will find a number of related videos that will help you to really gain proficiency in your use of English, and that will also help you to score high in any of the English exams you are going to sit in the near future. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye for now, and remain blessed. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important.
If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video. Thank you.